explore God's world with Professor Calypso.
Hello boys and girls, Professor Calypso here. Today we're gonna study about killer whales, Orca, as I fondly like to call them. But anyway, stay tuned and let's have some fun and learn about God's creation. The orca or killer whale is the largest member of the dolphin family. Orcas have long rounded bodies with large dorsal fins at the middle of their backs. Their black bodies are marked with white patches on the underside and near the eyes. The average male orca grows to 23 feet long and weighs 7 to 10 tons. The female 21 feet long and weighs 4 to 6 tons. Orcas live 30 to 50 years old in the wild. Found in all oceans of the world, orcas are most common in the Arctic and Antarctic and often spotted off the west coast of the United States and Canada. Orcas are found in both coastal waters and open ocean. Dolphins, orcas, use echolocation. That's bouncing sound off of objects to determine their location. They use this to hunt and to use a series of high-pitched clicks to stun prey. Orcas feed on fish, squid, birds, marine mammals. Orca pods often work together to catch meals. They will gather them and force them into an area and take turns feeding, or they will beach themselves and scare unsuspecting penguins and seals into the awaiting whales in the water. Orcas are highly social animals and travel in groups called pods, and the pods usually consist of 5 to 30 whales. Sometimes they will join forces and become over 100 whales. They establish social hierarchies, and pods are usually led by females. Orcas also gestation is 13 to 16 months. A calf is born in autumn and weighing about 400 pounds. Well, the orca is definitely a wonderful creature, but it's a creature to be aware of and to be careful with. You don't want to go swimming with the orca, even though I have a couple of times, but I won't admit it. Anyway, another one of God's creatures. Thank you for exploring God's world with Professor Calypso. Hope to see you next time. Well, hello boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation on the orca, my personal favorite. Oh, they're so beautiful as they jump across the ocean and over your boat and splash you in the face, or at your SeaWorld and you're sitting there on the front row and all of a sudden this big black tail comes popping up out of the water and salt water flies all over you in the middle of while you're drinking your Dr. Pepper or your slushy. Makes it a nice salty flavor. And of course, if you don't have a raincoat on or a poncho, then of course you become wet and soaked. And if it's cool that day, it makes you even colder. Anyway, still lots of fun. Great fun it is. Love going to SeaWorld, and that's where most of these pictures came from that you see in this presentation. Remember, I hope you have enjoyed talking or learning about orca. My personal favorite, as I said before. But anyway, the killer whale. And I'm quite fond of it. But it's another one of the great creatures that God created, and one of his wonderful creations that we can just sit back and say, oh, look what God created. We can read all about his creation in Genesis, and we can also explore his creation by going to the zoo or going to out in our own backyard. And I suggest all of you should do that. Go to your own backyard and see what wonderful, fascinating creatures you can find that God has created for you and me to enjoy. So until next time, this is Professor Calypso saying cheerio for now, and remember, don't swim with a shark. Alright, anyway, we'll talk about sharks next week. Cheerio, bye now, and this is Exploring God's World with Professor Calypso. Calypso.